Hello everyone, and welcome to the class again where we look at literature text analysis. I still remain the tutor, Mr. Abe. So this lesson we are going to look at the themes in the poem Black Woman by L.S. Senghor. Let's get going and see what the themes are. These are African beauty, African land as a woman, Africa as a successful anti-racist land, Africa as sensual imagery. Let me start with the first point. African woman is denied of praise by the whites from inception, that is, from the beginning of even right before the pre-colonial era. The black women were denied praise by the whites. But as negritude, that is, the movement for French African liberation and emancipation, had tried to establish the black woman is beautiful. That is, the movement for French liberation, African liberation and emancipation, the movement tried to make sure that black woman is praised as beautiful woman. The whole of the poem is devoted to the beauty of the black woman. To explore this, the woman had to be totally naked or metaphorically undressed by the poetic persona's eyes. From the poem, the poet describes the color, the shape, shadow, and the gentleness of her hands. Elements of beauty are evoked in some baked parts and some other words. The poet as well talked about the richness of African lands in form of plantation, forestry, and animals for tourists. However, it is obvious and direct that are the nakedness and blackness of the African woman. So also, as you have there in number 2, African land as a woman. That is in the poem, the black woman could represent African lands. It is naked and laid bare by many years of exploitation by colonization. African land is beautiful and whose soil is black as well, that is, a fertilized land. The African land is a promised land whose beauty strikes me to the heart like the flash of an eagle that is seen in line 9 to 10 of the poem. The land produces full-fledged and sweet fruit from which black woman will make my mouth lyrical with song or even speech. The poet also showcases the fruitful harvest of the African oil and the palm oil from the land of intense sun. African land is as well the land of gazelle, limned in paradise, that is seen in line 23, whose stars are pearls on African woman's skin, that is seen in line 23 to 24. Therefore, Africa is regarded as the home of intense tropical sun and heat. So, it is depicted by the poet that Africa is beautiful. So that is about the second theme of the poem. The third one is Africa as a successful anti-racist land. That is, in Africa, we don't welcome racism. So, Onegrity poem condemns an act of racism so that Africa will be praised and can receive more respect from the whole world. The reason for the fact noted above is that before negritude, Africans were cajoled and criticized as unwholesome. In order to reverse the opinions of the world about Africa, a great French philosopher named Jean-Paul Sartre called this effort as anti-racist racism. While a poem like this is anti-racist, it is also a promotion of racism but against the evil of the whites. However, the poem must have felt well for his poem to have been effective and achieved the purpose it had sought to achieve. This black woman is presented by the poet to show the natural beauty of a naked woman, believing that adornment such as clothing, makeover, and beads could exaggerate a woman's beauty or even suppress it. So, clothed with your color, that is black, which is life, with your form, which is beauty. These two are seen in line 2 to 3. Form, as seen by the poet, is the figure or shape. That is, the form that is said by the poet means the figure or shape of the black woman. So that is about the third point, that is the third theme of the poem. So lastly, Africa as sensuous imagery. This, the poet uses the imagery to appeal to the senses of the readers in order to see the naturality and the uniqueness of an African woman, and as well the natural endowments as given by God to African nations. He uses the phrase naked woman to reflect the openness of the mind of an African woman and her pure nature. So, also the expression, in your shadow I have grown. In your shadow I have grown up, which means an African woman grows under the watch of her mother, that is Africa, where morals and good culture is inculcated in her to become a unique entity amongst other nations. So these are the points or the themes that we have in the poem Black Woman, as presented by a black man from Senegal who is L.S. Senghor. So this is about the themes in the poem. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also to enable your notification so as to have more videos to come, to have the alert on more videos to come on this channel. Always remain safe. Coronavirus is real. So if you need written materials on the poems, you can comment below the videos so that I can make it available and how you can get it. Thank you.